Hey, 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 hey. Hello, how are you?
Hey, hey.
Welcome, 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 welcome to Dating Differently with
Demi.
and Dr. Conti. We are going to have a good one for you all today. We're talking about love has luggage. And yes, I said luggage and I did not say baggage. Love have luggage. You know, we both come together to combine our expertise to create a strategic roadmap so that we can help you first prepare for healthy love, first of all, and then so that you can confidently choose with clarity and sustain the right relationship. All right, so listen, at this stage, you know, this is to me, this is going to be a real powerful podcast for the grown mature, the grown and sexy dating. You know, this is so the divorcees, widows, we always say that, widows, widowers, empty nesters, but and people who are building love in the second time around stage. And the reason I said it's for mature daters is because
Mhm.
love comes with some luggage. Everybody comes with something. And at this stage in our lives, nobody arrives empty handed. A person may come with children, grandchildren, aging parents, health concerns, financial responsibility, grief, established routines that they've already got established in their lives, and former spouses that they may still have to communicate with. So the reality is not that those things are automatic red flags or baggage. They are a part of our lives. We're grown up. This like we're the real grown and sexy now, right, Demi? And so
Absolutely.
having luggage it's just a part of being a human, and particularly human beings who are dating at this age. So you're not meeting someone in the beginning of your journey. You're not meeting them early on. You're meeting them in the middle to towards the end of your journey. I always say your third and fourth quarter. So in the third and fourth quarter, you're going to meet some people who have some luggage. So the goal is not to find someone with no luggage. The goal is to find someone to understand that they're going to have luggage, but find out if it's the luggage that you can carry and that you want to carry. What, right, Demi? What do you think about it?
Absolutely. You need to know what luggage is too heavy for your journey. And there really is a difference between what you just said. Some luggage strengthens a relationship because you're walking through life together. And other luggage slowly overwhelms the relationship because it was never acknowledged or addressed or accepted. And I know we talked about luggage and you said it's not baggage, but I'm going to throw it back to you, Conti. What's the difference between what is luggage?
Well, good question. Good question. The difference between luggage and baggage. So, when you're talking about how to understand and distinguish life circumstances that are healthy and or unhealthy and resolved issues. That's the difference. So one is just life circumstances that happen. So let me give you some examples. So if it's luggage, luggage is going to be for instance adult children. They're at this age our children are, if you have children they're grown, and you may have grandchildren,
Mhm.
aging parents at this age. This is luggage. This is nothing a bad thing. This is what happens. This is the luggage that we carry at this age. Health challenges, demanding careers, retirement plans, previous financial obligations from a previous marriage or situation or relationship. Grief after losing possibly a spouse at this time, or grief after possibly losing a parent. Co-parenting responsibilities. So living, somebody may live in the city, somebody may not live in the city. These are all different things, and established routines. You already have established routines right now and traditions that you're going to be bringing into a partnership with someone. Now, baggage, on the other hand, is unresolved anger towards your ex. So you're bringing that in, you haven't resolved things, constant comparison to former partners, poor boundaries, emotional unavailability, untreated addictions. They still have addictions or things that they haven't worked through, financial irresponsibilities. These are things that are, we're going to call and agree probably that they're bringing in some baggage, expecting a new partner to heal your old wounds, and fear that controls the relationship, refusing accountability, refusing to work with your partner, and then repeated unhealthy relationship patterns. So if someone has all of that going on, that's what we're going to call the baggage. Luggage becomes, and luggage can become baggage now with when a person expects for you to carry what they refuse to address.
I see that. So, what I will say, and I know we always say put this in the chat, but I'm going to say don't put this in the chat. I want you all that are listening, I want you to kind of take this in and write it down yourself. What luggage are you carrying today?
Mm.
Not what someone else is carrying. What are you bringing into your next relationship? And then I'm going to go in. You talked and you gave a couple of really good examples of what luggage is. But I'm going to swing it over in a different perspective, because luggage doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And luggage can actually strengthen a relationship.
Yes.
Doesn't always weigh you down.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it brings the two of you together.
Absolutely.
You talked about an aging parents, or that you're taking or caring for, or maybe you've gone through where you've lost a spouse. Those are things that can bring you together, because if I'm caring for an aging parent or someone that is ill and you've gone through that process before,
Mm-hmm.
um, now you're not angry or upset because I can't make it maybe on a night that we planned all week.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can appreciate what I'm going through. You can just be there to help me navigate through that because you've been through it before. And so that's something that can strengthen the relationship.
Right.
It's just a shared understanding that you have. I would say it's not so much luggage because it's something I'm carrying too. So we carry it together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that. Hello, hello. You know, I like to always say hello to you all over there. Please join in on this fabulous conversation. Your opinion about luggage and your opinion about baggage. And if you've had to deal with some of that, all of that stuff, uh, bring it in. Let's talk about it. Because, like you said, Demi, it's not a bad thing. It is a part of life in
Yeah.
this era of our lives, and particularly most of our audience, it's just a part of life. So when you're traveling along with your partner, you want to find out, am I traveling with what you carry? Am I
Mhm.
traveling, and how well are you carrying it? So one of the things that I always ask is, make sure you're asking yourself these questions. So ask yourself these questions. Can I accept their relationship with their adult children?
Mhm.
Because like I said, at this age they may have adult children. Can I accept the amount of time they spend caring for an aging parent? I had a meeting with a client today, and the client had to cancel
Mhm.
uh, unexpectedly because she has a aging parent and was taking care of that. So, are you able to accept that if it was in a relationship? And you never know how often that happens. I was going out with someone one time, and We had to cut the date short because his aging mother fell. So these are things that come with the territory. So ask yourself, am I comfortable dating someone with ongoing health concerns? Health concern, you may not even have a health concern when y'all start dating, but who
Yeah.
knows what part we at this stage, anything can pop up. Uh-oh, what's that sound coming from? Don't know where that's coming from. But at this age, anything can pop up. And also, can we agree about retirement, relocation, and finances? These are luggage. These are things that's going to come with your partner if they are second time arounders, if they're divorcees, if they are widowers, if they are empty nesters. Speaking of empty nesters, them having to have college expenses for their college children now who are out. Do their responsibility leave enough room for a relationship? Is a question that you might want to ask. And am I willing to adjust, and are they willing to adjust? So these are questions that you have to think about when you're getting with someone, and luggage is apparently going to be there.
It's interesting you said that, but when do you those type of questions you asked, when do you how do you sound interested and not just so intrusive? I it's one question you hear all the time: how much is being interested, how much is being intrusive? Um, because you don't want to sound like you're interviewing someone. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying to determine whether your lives are compatible.
Mm-hmm.
And so asking someone, are you financially responsible, sounds a bit intrusive. But there are questions that you can ask that can help you understand what type of luggage they have. Um, you know, how do you like to spend versus save? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I'm going to go off for a moment and just those type of things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have technical, but when you're live, that's okay. Technical difficulties may happen. Don't know where that's coming from, but it's okay. We're live. So yeah, you're right. And I think uh those things kind of come out. This is why you have to take your time and gather information. And gathering information don't always mean you have to ask questions. Definitely, I believe in asking all the right questions, because a lot of times we don't ask the right questions. But there are things that you can find out just through life and situations, but just be mindful of them. So, like I said about the situation with the gentleman that had to go take care of his mom. I knew that his mom was aging, and I knew that he was taking care of her, but that situation let me know exactly what stage she was in and how critical it was. I didn't have to ask, like, okay, well, is she, how far along is she in her illness? It was quite obvious. So a lot of times things come out just in conversation, and when we're discussing our lives, and you really just kind of hear things, and then but the questions that I was saying earlier, you have to already have answered those for yourself. Like, is it going to work for me if they have underage children or older children? You have to ask yourself all of those questions kind of like ahead of time. Hello, everybody. I see some people popping in over there. I think Demi's having a little difficulty, so we're gonna keep rolling. She'll be right back with us, I am sure. So uh like I said, at this stage we are dealing with people who have all kinds of stuff, and I just want us to talk about it because it's not a bad thing. And when we got married or started out earlier in younger age, we didn't have these things that you had to talk about. And so I think it's really important, and I know you all would agree with me, is that we find out a lot of this stuff ahead of time, because you can really enjoy spending time with somebody, but realize you're not able to, or you're not comfortable with the life, the things that come with them in their life. So it's okay to enjoy that person, but are you and willing to enjoy all of the stuff that comes along with it. And then this is one of the things that I want to talk about too, because we as women have to be careful not to be fixers, because a lot of times we're fixers. And so what will happen is you will be, especially powerful women, women who are who overfunction, who rescue, who fix, or who just carry a lot of emotionally carry things well. And so sometimes we want to carry things for other people. And so you want to make sure that even though you're compassionate, that your compassion does not mean becoming responsible for everything that someone else has going on in their life. That is their luggage. And being careful not to have it just continue, you to continue to do things that maybe they should be doing. Then you become overly solving all of their problems or managing their responsibilities with their children, or maybe even paying for their responsibilities. And so you want to make sure that that's not happening and that you're constantly regulating your emotions, because we want to be mindful that luggage is not for you to carry. Luggage is for you to decide, is it, are you capable of carrying, of traveling with them with this luggage? Are you capable of traveling with them with this luggage? And it's like I said, is it going to help the relationship or hurt the relationship? So I want you to put in the chat, and let's talk about it. Something that you yourself may be bringing along with uh, luggage along into a new relationship along with you, or you may have had to date someone who had some luggage. Because I want us to be mindful again, this is not something that is unusual. Put in the chat some of the luggage that you may be bringing and some of the luggage that you may have had to help travel, not help carry, it's a difference, help travel along with someone who has luggage. When we talk about children, that's a whole different ball game. You can have adult children, and these days we have older people with younger children, particularly men. They may be an older gentleman, but they still have underage children. And when you're loving someone new, it doesn't erase the situation that the person has had prior to you. For instance, what if we talk about widows and widowers quite often. So if you're meeting someone, meeting you doesn't erase the love and the memory that they had for their spouse. These are things that we have to make sure we are capable and ready to, are willing, ready, able, and willing to carry and travel with. Uh, Gigi says, in my previous marriage, I'm gonna pop it up so you all also can see the comment. In my previous marriage, I accepted 3 young children. So did I. We have that in common. You accepted 3 young children. Yeah. It came with that territory. And you decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and travel with you with this situation. Same here. Anybody else? What are some of the things that you have had to travel along with someone that is of our age demographics that literally had luggage? I know, many of you know we talk about my mom. We love my mother. My mother is 98. My mother has lived a wonderful, full life, but she is elderly. You all see her on Facebook doing a whole bunch of stuff, but she still is elderly. And so she has health issues. And so my sisters and I would be bringing that luggage. Whoever comes into our lives, they will have to understand that their mother is 98 years old. and this they we take turns in caring for her, particularly two sisters. So all of those things are what people have to consider, and then be mindful that these are conversations that you want to have. Again, you don't want to pry and get all in somebody, hey, how often do you go to your mom's house, or how often do you have to take care of your mom? Just be mindful that this may be a conversation that comes up. And then, like I said earlier, our health is changing as we get older. And you might be someone that is very active. And this is all a part of dating differently. When you're dating differently, you want to be mindful of, and early on when we started the podcast, we talked a lot about alignment. So you want to make sure that you're in alignment. And Demi mentioned to you all that one of her meet and greets when she was going out dating before she settled down with number 22, she mentioned that she went on the meet and greet, and the gentleman was um, handicapped. That wouldn't have been a problem. That is something that's a luggage, had he mentioned it, had he discussed it. And we have she likes to golf. If you look at any of her page, she's golfing, she's doing a lot of jogging. She's very, very active. So that would not have been someone that would align with her in traveling along this road going forward. It wouldn't have aligned, because if you're somebody that's active and this person has a disability that they're not able to be active, that would not work out. Also, what about if you have uh, you're retiring and you're ready to travel the world and do some great things? The person that you may be traveling with, or that you've met, and you're wondering if they're going to be able to join you. What if they're not able to travel for whatever reason? I don't know what that could be. What if they're not retiring, or what if they don't have the flexibility in their work to be able to travel with you? So these are just all kinds of questions that and comments and things that we have to talk about. It's so easy to meet somebody and feel like, oh my gosh, oh, we're connecting. This is great. Life is wonderful. We get along. We laugh at each other's jokes. Hello, hello, hello. I see Tish join on. We laugh at each other's jokes. This is wonderful. But then you get down to the point where you may realize this person is sad due to uh, it may be the anniversary of their their spouse's passing. That's normal. Or let's say you have a a daughter or a son, and they have grandchildren, and the spouse doesn't have grandchildren. That is luggage. Grandchildren are going to want to come visit grandma and grandpa, or whatever all y'all fancy G pop and G mom and Mama Diva and all y'all people don't say grandmama anymore except Thorn. But all of those names, they're going to want to come and visit G pop. Are you ready for that? So this is when I say this is really about the grown and the sexy conversations. It's like, wow, many times, even dating at this age, this is something major, but something simple if talked about. I'm going to, okay, good one, good one. I'm going to show this one. Good one. I'm going through menopause. That's a huge luggage. Let me get my cheer button. Yes, I can't find my yes button. I'm about to get my cheer button. Let me make y'all laugh. Let me make y'all laugh. That is so true, Lori. And the funny thing about it is, when we were getting on, Demi had the fan on. We both sometimes have our fans on. And she said, "Can you hear the fan?" And I said, "No, I can't hear it." And then she says, "Well, we're talking to people on this podcast that will understand if they hear the fan. So it's funny that you said that because you're right. That is a huge luggage, but we all are going to at some point. Most of us, women particularly, are going to definitely have that to carry. Um, and it's a lot to consider. And I think with the right person and with the right, partner and the person that is with you, if you guys are aligning, and we talked about if they pass your non-negotiables, they pass your boundaries, they pass your standards when you're doing the vetting, and they are uh doing all those things that match. The point is these things should be workable. You don't want to miss out on a beautiful connection, a beautiful love, someone that's really aligning with you if some of these things can be worked out. And some of them cannot be. You have to also know to be true to you. You want to be true to you. Like if you know you can't handle 15 grandkids coming over every other weekend, then it's just not going to happen. All right, Tremaine says most of the time small children comes with baby mamas. Even if they even if you can deal with the children, oh, this is good. This is good. Dealing with an unreasonable baby mama is too much luggage. Now that could possibly be baggage. That could possibly be baggage if that is unresolved issues that the person is bringing in. So that, as we talked about the difference between baggage and luggage, now that can start to be some baggage. But you are absolutely right. You don't want to have to deal with that for sure. And so even adult children deserve love and consideration, but they do not get to become the decision makers in the parents' romantic life. And a lot of times that happens too. The adult children, are worried about how well it's going to be. If what are you going to be taking, the time are you going to be taking away from daddy, or the time you're going to be taking away from mommy, or you in daddy's pockets, and I need some stuff. Who knows? So those are all good things to think about. Good things to think about. um the important question is, does your partner have healthy boundaries with their children? Will there be children always running in and out of the relationship? Are they going to be able to regulate what the children feel or think? Because you're right, it's all new, and it's new. It's not just new to you all, it's new to the extended family. It's new to the extended family. And speaking of extended family, what if they don't have any extended family and you have a lot of extended family? My family is fairly close. And so if you're dating someone who not really close with family, you're even having a full life with family could be luggage. They could not be accustomed to going over all the time for the family birthday celebrations, or going out and hanging out at mom's house on Sundays for dinner. All of those things matter. So we just wanted to help you think about some of the luggage, because we talk about baggage all the time in society. But these things that we're talking about are not necessarily, not at all, baggage. These are things that just comes with the territory. And so when you're talking about traveling with someone, these are things that you might want to think about. You want to think about all these things, and you want to take one issue, whether it's grief, whether it's adult children, whether it's health, whether it's ex-spouses, and discuss them openly. Open communication is huge. You want to make sure you have strong communication, because the main thing is asking, whether or not your couple's goals and your couple's values and your couple's lifestyles and your couple's expectations are actually aligned. All right. So luggage is going to come. So, love, we do know love has luggage. And choose someone who is honest about what they're carrying, for one. They're responsible enough to not place it all on you, and they are willing to make room for everything that you will bring, because you also will have luggage and will be bringing something to this journey. All right, you all know that Demi and I are here every week, and so I don't know, but we had some tough technical difficulties. I'm sure she'll be back with us. I can't wait to get off and check on her. But just know that we love being here. And if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure you come back every Wednesday. Bring your friend next time. Tell a couple of other ladies, men, tell your men friends as well. This is for singles that are dating, whether you're divorced, whether you're empty nesters, whether you are second time arounders, whether you are widowers. This is good stuff, y'all. This is good stuff, right? Because these are things that a lot of people aren't talking about. And you're not going to get this kind of information and education and experience talk with just from a dating site, or sometimes not even from a relationship coach, if they haven't talked about and delved into the things that happen in this age group. All right. So if you've enjoyed all the stuff that we've talked about, please make sure you follow us on all of our Facebook and social media pages. Also, the Dating Differently Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page and follow both of us on our social media platforms. And we look forward to you joining us next week as we give you strategies on how to date with clarity, how to move intentionally, how to choose with confidence. We look forward to making sure that we continue to help you love intentionally, heal completely, and guess what? Date differently. All right, you all be blessed.